Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, March 29th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are somebody that uses charts within your trading, or you just want to learn more about charts and how they can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Before I get to the watch list, I first just want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you're liking what you see as I go through the video and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used, and why it's just so powerful in terms of building consistency as a trader, then certainly get signed up for the free class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage. So just keep that in mind, and if you're liking what you see, then certainly get signed up for the free class. Before I get to the watch list, two quick clarification points. Number one, that price will still be moving around as I go through the video. The candlesticks will still be changing because the market is still open for a little bit of time. I like to do these videos when the market's still open because sometimes we can capture some really late day price movement. But the market is close enough to being done for the day where everything I talk about will still be relevant moving forward. And then next, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning for you beginners out there, each one of these candlesticks, as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, HYMC. Huge volume today, very nice price movement, and I know this one is moving in conjunction with AMC, but overall, point being, a lot of great movement, so worth keeping an eye on. So first level here to keep an eye on, for those of you that like to play pullbacks, interesting area in my mind right there around the $2 mark. I mean, even if the price were to come down to $2 and, base out, that would still be giving you a very healthy overlooking chart, as you'd have a set of lows there and these lows and these lows. And if you can picture those as stair steps, I mean, those stair steps would still very clearly be, progressing in the upwards direction. So that is more so an interesting pullback area. And then as far as resistance levels are concerned, key level to watch in my mind going to be right up here around that $2.40 mark. You can see several times today, not exactly, but generally speaking, whenever the price got right up around that 240 mark, the momentum just had a difficult time of maintaining itself. So that'll definitely be that main breakout point to watch. But overall, any way you look at it, fantastic. And now that I'm looking at it, I mean, if you're a pattern player, I mean, even this right here, you could call a bull flag pattern too if you wanted to. So there's many different ways to look at it, but all the ways are indeed bullish. So it'll be interesting to see how this one continues to play out on the week. And now we're taking a look at AMC, which is just what a monster mover today. And first off, congratulations to anybody that watched the video last week where I drew in that trend line right there, because, I mean, check that out. First 30 minutes came up, broke that trend line, and then from there, never really looked back, just progressed up and up and up. And as I talk right now, and this is why I like to do the videos when the market's still open, you can see that it's just pushing to new highs as I speak. So this last 30-minute candle continues to grow more and more. So overall, though, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that line as it served its purpose. Again, congratulations to those of you that bought that breakout. As far as levels of support, and again, for you pullback players out there, the very interesting level now stands right up there around $26.50. So keep an eye on that. And as far as areas of resistance, we may have to change time periods because I don't know how. I guess we'll. Yeah, there we go. I realize it's a little bit more difficult to see, but a good problem to have because that just tells you that it's been a long time since the price has been up this high, with the next key battleground being right up there at the $30 mark, which is coming from this general area back in here. So that was back in 2021. So, I mean, we're talking about a long time ago. We're talking about several months ago when that level was relevant. But yeah, $30, public enemy number one now, next key area of resistance. But all in all, monster movement. And it'll be interesting to see how much more momentum can build. Next one here, DATS, and I want to be very clear, the pattern here that I'm about to draw, I'm not trying to come across as this is some great skill or some great discovery, the exact opposite. I assure you people around the world have drawn this pattern, and I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same exact thing, wondering the same exact thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can certainly produce some very dynamic movements. And what we have here pattern-wise, there's all sorts of people that drew that trend line right there. Again, I'm not trying to impress you with my ability to draw that line. A lot of people have done that. And then as far as the bottom pattern is concerned, going to be right down here at, we'll call it 265. And let me change that to green to represent more so the bullish dynamic of the pattern. And then to keep this all the same single color, maybe make it easier to see. So we have the resistance, we have the support, we have the big momentum move right here. Let's put our little golf hole down here to make it more visual. This would be a bull pennant pattern. So a bull pennant pattern, like I said, sticks out like a sore thumb, especially the top of that bull pattern up there. So if you like to play, stocks that are down below the $5 mark, you like to play bull pennants, then this one should definitely be on your watch list. Next one, SNDL, and this one just took a break today, which is a little tricky because, it depends on your perspective going in, whether this is a good or bad looking situation. Meaning, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there, maybe, you bought right there, or who knows, maybe even bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 10 minutes. Well, yeah, from that angle, the chart's looking pretty shaky. However, if you care about the, big picture, general point of view, everything is still perfectly fine. I get it. Yeah, the price pulled back here over the past several days, but from a big picture point of view, let me squeeze this down some more. You can see that if we look at where the lows are, so we have this set of lows, and I'm just doing this generally speaking, that set of lows, that set of lows, that set of lows, that set of lows, and then you go back to the little stair step example, you can see that big picture wise, their stair steps are still plenty fine. Again, I understand if you're a day trader and you bought right there, then yeah, the chart's looking rough for you. But assuming you care about the grand scheme of it all, the trend is still perfectly fine. Next one, CELZ, and overall, very nice breakout today. This one certainly tested the spirits of a lot of people because there's no doubt about it. This right there, that was a long consolidation, multiple days, but got the breakout of it late day on Friday, and then just got that much more continuation with it right there. So overall, for those of you that had the patience to sit through all that, congratulations. You were paid nicely for your patience there. But let's map out some of the newest areas. And as far as areas of resistance are concerned going forward, the key level here, that stands out to me, going to be right up there at that trend line right there. So moving forward, let's call it right up around the $5 mark will be that main area of resistance. I realize the price did technically get up above it a couple of times, but again, it goes back to the whole momentum issue. And yeah, that's great that the price got above it, but the momentum completely disappeared on 2 occasions and back down the price went. So, point here being that even if the price does potentially get above that trend line, you'll still want to be a little skeptical and making sure that, history doesn't repeat itself like it did back here. But that'll be that main area of resistance. As far as supports are concerned, 2 main levels to watch. First key area right there at that $4 mark, and the next one being that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. So if you do like to play pullbacks, and a couple different choices from that regard. But overall, still a good day, still a very healthy day with a bigger term breakout. And with the week being very young, it's only Monday. Let's see how much more momentum can arise. Next one, NEGG, and what a pretty eventful late morning and then remainder of the day, because things started off nothing really going on volume-wise, and then kaboom, volume showed up. Price reacted very nicely with it, and now we have ourselves a nice pattern. So going back to the whole idea of self-fulfilling prophecies, a bunch of people are watching $8.50. Again, that does not mean that if the price gets up there and breaks above it, that everything is for sure guaranteed to make a big move. But is it at least plausible? Is it at least a valid thought process to have that a break of 850 could create upside momentum? Yeah, that's absolutely a legitimate thought process to have. But again, to reiterate, not a guaranteed thought process, because those just don't exist. As far as areas of support are concerned, key level to watch going to be right down here around that $7 mark. And then for you pattern players out there, just real quickly, resistance, support, momentum move. So we have ourselves another bull flag pattern, but no doubt about it, big movement today. And this one demonstrated that it can move and move very quickly. So if you do think that there could be another surge of momentum in it, then definitely get this bull flag on your watch list. Next one here, ANY, and this one is on the watch list for a very simple reason. Something big happened, and it's certainly worth asking, hey, is this now the start of something bigger? Now think about it. In order for me to even ask that question, something big needs to first happen, and we got that. Big volume surge, which leads to, hey, could this be something bigger? And that's the idea behind a watch list, right? To find unique situations, to find interesting situations, and then to watch them. So for this one, let's see what happens. Again, maybe it's a two-sided coin. So to be fair, maybe this isn't. Maybe this thing is just going to drift right back to where it was. Completely possible. But again, two-sided coin. On the flip side, maybe this is the start of something way bigger. And in a few days, we're going to be looking back and saying, geez, remember when ANY was down below $3? You never know. But what we do know is that something very eventful happened today. So it is at least worth watching it. So yeah, big volume today, big movement up. Is it at the start of something even bigger? Hey, let's watch and see. Next one here, TLRY. And I probably should have put this one right by SNDL because same exact, idea. Depending on where you bought is going to depend on how this feels. So again, if you're a day trader and you bought right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within 5 minutes, well then yeah, from that angle, things are looking pretty rough. But overall, nothing is wrong. The overall chart is still plenty in an upwards trend. So just like SNDL and broadly speaking, again, have lows there, have, lows right there, have these lows, have those lows, stair steps. You get the idea, right? Stair steps are still progressing in the upwards direction. So assuming you do care about the big picture point of view, nothing at all is wrong. Now I am going to switch this up and go from that area of resistance into this area. So let's get this trend line in play, because I think a lot more people are now going to be watching that trend line right there, which brings about, again, the self-fulfilling prophecy angle of things. And then as far as pullbacks are concerned, right down here around 740 is an interesting level. But overall, just a sideways day. It'd be great. I understand if prices could go up every single day, but that's just not the reality in the market. But generally speaking, completely healthy, just consolidating. And as long as it keeps on building those higher bases, that is by far what matters most. Next one here, NIO, and a very impressive day, not necessarily just because it gapped up, but because it was able to break up above this area of resistance that, quite frankly, I thought would put up a bigger fight, but it really didn't. Right here at 2075 from a previous video I did. So that brings about the first key update, and this is just based around the foundational principle in charting, which states that when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So moving forward, in terms of, hey, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute healthiest moving forward? Certainly if the price can stay above that level right there. Now, if the price falls below it, does that mean that everything's completely destroyed? I think that'd be a little overly dramatic. But yeah, in terms of, what's going to make the chart look the healthiest, certainly staying above 2075. In terms of areas of resistance, just want to make sure I'm not missing out on anything. Yeah, there we go. Key level of resistance is now going to be to keep an eye on this trend line right there, which, the price is certainly getting within striking distance of. So give or take right up around, let's call it the 2150 mark, will be the next key level. But overall, after a very, very rough Friday, a very nice turnaround today. So we'll see if the price can build upon this momentum as the week continues to play out. Next one here, TSLA Tesla. Trade this one every day. Traded it today. Actually got the best of me. Took a loss on it. But overall, like I said, usually try to trade it every day, and these annotations are, mainly what I'll be watching, and you can feel free to completely disagree if you want, but like I said, as far as I'm concerned, this is what I'll mainly be curious about. And the first level here is going to be that trend line right there, which puts the breakout point right there at the big old round number of 1100, which is, again, by no means some sort of great discovery. I assure you, because it's that big old round number, people around the world are going to be watching, wondering, can it break that big round number of 1100? So a lot of people will be watching that, and that's certainly going to bring about, a self-fulfilling prophecy attribute. Once again, I really want to reiterate, just because 1100 is broken, does that mean that guaranteed this thing is going to, just skyrocket upwards? Absolutely not, but it's a more than plausible thought process to have. So that'll be the main area of resistance that I'm watching. And then as far as levels of support are concerned, have an interesting level right there at the 1070, what is that, 1072? Oh, 1071. 1071. Yeah, so let's just call it 1071. You can just call it even 1070 if you want. We're talking about $1,000 stock at this point. But that'll be the first key level of support I'm curious about. And then after that, right down there around the 1000 or 1000, the 1050 mark. So overall, those will be the main areas. But once again, Tesla obviously got the news over the weekend about the split, the dividend, all that. And the market clearly liked it. But let's see if the market likes it enough to get it up over 1100. I know I'll be watching. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool and why it is so powerful and helpful in building consistency, then get signed up. Like I said, it'll be later this week, Thursday, March 31st at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so I hope to see you there. As far as the top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, if you would like for me to continue to put in the time and effort to scan and analyze these different watch lists, then please let me know some basic feedback. Hit the like button, leave a simple comment below. Those two things go a long way. Even if the comment is saying hi, a ticker symbol that you traded today. But hitting the like button, leaving a comment, communicate to me that you are enjoying, and as long as I know people are enjoying, I will continue to do these videos. So again, get signed up for that free class, and hopefully I'll see you on Thursday. Everybody take care. Have a good one.